want
This
to ask
conference will now be recorded.
your previous experience and why you are picking this course.
Okay. Currently, from the last, I think around 15 years, I'm working as I worked as a um, business analyst.
Okay,
Also worked as as a role of a test analyst, senior
okay,
test analyst, and currently working as a test lead. Also worked as Scrum Master and test lead as well. So,
okay.
what the reason behind I'm looking for this course is basically just want to change, go into a different path, like because of the background what I got in analysis and all those stuff in the finance area. So I want to go and change my career to a data as a data analyst, or yeah.
That will be fine.
So yep.
Hmm.
And basically, I'm looking to learn to achieve my goal, which is to change my career path.
Okay, okay, okay. See, Praveen, uh, according to you, what exactly your data analyst? What do you think? What will be your job responsibility? What type of the task you got on a daily basis, as per your knowledge? What exactly this data analytics is?
What what I think about a data analyst is basically getting the when you're getting a raw data, or based on the task what you got. Let's say you want to list some x number of people getting x number of benefits or something. So if you're getting a huge file, filter them, and also showing to the in a view of a visualization where like a pie charts or
Hmm.
some different forms
Hmm.
as requested. So analyzing the data, and yeah, how good is what's the benefit for the company for doing that particular thing based on your
Hmm.
data, and then you go to present that to the your managers. Or that's what I think.
Hmm. So, do you have a knowledge of any programming language?
No, not yeah,
Okay,
no. I can say straight away
okay,
no. Yeah,
okay. So, do you know what exactly a programming language is?
I'll be a, let's say, a beginner.
Okay. So the thing is that the responsibilities of data analyst is just totally conducted with data. That
Okay. Yep.
from the day, from the morning time to evening time, all the time he has to spend while working on the data. Multiple tasks he has to perform on a data, something like a data cleansing, because always we go to the dirty data set. Okay, let me show you from the base. Always we got a dirty data set. On that dirty data set, we have to clean it. Fine. So we'll also given one example what kind of the dirty data set we got. The very first step on that data, if we are working on that data, that is we have to clean that data. After cleaning process, we have to use some of the manipulation. We have to perform any kind of the analysis. Fine. Manipulation in the sense of if required, we have to add some details in that data set. Fine. Then assume that some of the fields are empty. Instead of removing that fields, we have to fill that field. So that is a kind of the manipulation. Fine. Then another thing is that we have to make any kind of the analysis. Assume that I have a data set. Let me show you with an example. Okay, assume that I have a data set, right? In that data set, I want to get some of the information from the data set. Something that in this year, what was the rate of the growth of this product? Fine. In this year, actually, I want to conclude something. Why I am getting some of the analysis of that data set? Because after analyzing this data set, I have to perform some of the predictive modeling on that data set. So after getting the knowledge of my previous history, I want to create an intelligent system which is used to predict the future as well, as per the data which we are providing. So the responsibility of a data analyst just to proper analyze the data to forward use the data for the predictive modeling. Fine. Now there are some of the things that you have to perform that I had mentioned are the cleansing of the dataset, manipulation of the dataset, analysis of that dataset, filtration of that dataset. Filtration in the sense of the some of the things which is not required. So you have to also remove that. If I want to filter something from my dataset, it will take a less time to filter out. Find the meaningful data we have to get out from the dataset. Rest all the thing we have to remove it. Another thing is that there is something as a data visualization. So assume what exactly the need of the data visualization is actually the charts or the graphs we can say out. Fine. And data visualization is something that the need of the data visualization is something to just get out the insight from the data set. But that what exactly this data set saying to us. Fine. Now I have a lots of data, and while getting the information from that data set, it's somehow difficult. But in the if the data is properly visualized, I can easily get the concept that this data is showing me this kind of the information. Fine. So this is all we have to perform in our job role, all conducted with the data. Now, how this is going to be performed? For this kind here, each and everything is going to be performed by our system. And this system, if I see each and everything will be performed by our system. And like we are communicating it with each other and we need a medium. In the same way, if we want to interact with our system, if we want to interact any kind of the machine, we need a programming language. Fine. So the programming language is something that by which I can provide the instruction by which I can interact with my system. Fine. So let us take that is the need of the programming language, just to provide the instruction to the system. We have majorly four type of the programming language: procedural, object oriented, then functional, and non-procedural. In our training part, we are going to be cover two type of the programming language. The very first one is a procedural, and in this procedural, we are going to pick a language which is very much famous name as a Python. Fine. So Python, I hope you had also heard about the Python as well. So Python is a one programming language by which I can provide the instruction which belong to procedure type of the language. And let us understand what exactly a procedure is. So assume that I am providing you a task. Fine. You and me are here, and I am providing you a task that I forgot a bucket outside my room. So I am providing you a task that please bring that bucket back to me. Fine. Now to implement this task, you will follow some of
Sorry, I think it's
the
breaking.
procedures.
I
You
lost you, Aman.
will follow some of the steps. First, you
Sunny.
Not
Hello.
clear. Aman, it's not clear.
Hello, Aman, your voice is breaking.
Hello, Aman. Hello, Aman.
Hello, Aman. Hello, Praveen. One second, he is rejoining again.
Yeah, sure, sure.
you hear me? Hello.
Yes, can hear you.
Okay. I was disconnected, but I didn't get that I got disconnected. I was just explaining. Can you tell me where I got disconnected? At
You were saying about Python. We use Python as an communicator to program, to instruct the procedure.
Okay. So I hope I had also explained about the SQL as well.
No, you didn't tell
SQL.
me about it. Yep.
Okay.
No, not yet.
So okay. So I was saying that uh, Python is one kind of the programming language. One, it's not a we can say out all just only Python is a programming language. Python is just a one type of the procedure type of the language by which I can provide the instruction to the system. Now let's move to our discussion like if we have to handle out the data. Fine. If we want to handle out the data, by handling that data, what we need is we have to provide some of the instruction that hey, I want to get out the data from this source, clean this data, manipulate this data, provide analysis on that data, filter out that data, and all the things our system if it's going to be performed. So how we can provide an instruction to our system. So the Python is responsible by how I can provide an instruction to our system here. Fine. Another thing is that we have something known as a non-procedure type of the language. Fine. Non-procedure is something. It's also known as an declarative type of a language, which work on a what, which work on what exactly I want to do. Fine. The same example if I am using that I want to bring that bucket. Fine. So again, how a Python work on how, but SQL work on a non-procedure type of the language work on a what that directly get that bucket back to me. Fine. The hmm. So these are a these are some of the differences between a difference between a procedure and a non-procedure. Procedure work on a how that how this task is going to be performed, and non-procedure is something what exactly we want to perform. Another thing is that non-procedure type of the language consists of SQL. We can also pronounce it as an SQL. Both are the same thing, which stand for structured query language. Now, what is the need of the SQL? I had seen many of the organization and in the JD that is also mentioned out about the SQL. Many of the organization are just performing the analysis on a SQL only, on a DBMS platform. DBMS is something we have in a database management system where our all the data is collected. Fine, all the data is collected, and I want to perform the analysis on that data set. That is something we have to use the SQL. If I'm just getting out, if I'm just using out a language, something like in a Python procedure type of the language, we have to follow some of the steps that I have to get out that data from that source. What will be the source? The DBMS from where we are getting the data. Fine. Sometime it can be Excel file, sometime it can be CSV file, sometime it can be any kind of the file. So basically we have to understand what exactly a source is, and sometime we have to perform the analysis on the DBMS as well. So that's why I had mentioned out the SQL as well. Now here you can see out I had mentioned out something named as a MySQL. So again it is somehow a confusing factor that what exactly a SQL and MySQL is. I hope you can hear you can get you are getting my point, Praveen.
Yes, yes.
Huh. So MySQL and SQL, two words. Again, SQL stands for structure query language. That is a one kind of the non-procedure type of a language, which also known as a declarative type of the language. But here MySQL is something a platform. It's a database. It's a database management system on which we are writing the SQL queries. Fine. So DBMS, MySQL is a DBMS, a platform where all the data is available on which I have to write down a SQL queries. Fine. And SQL is a language which is going to be implemented on a MySQL. Not only MySQL is a one platform, we have multiple platforms. This MySQL is a one product of the Oracle, and this is a very much famous. MySQL is a very much famous for the analysis part as well. Just not for the analysis part. If I'm doing any kind of the development, all the things that MySQL is going to be preferred. Fine. So this is basically our course content. This course content I had created as per my own experience and the JD. JD in the sense of job description. What exactly a organization required from the candidate, that he should know this much of the concept. So as on the basis of my experience and the JD, I had created this course content. So the first we are going to start with the MySQL, because we know how what exactly our source is, where in which kind of the data we are just storing out our data. Fine. So after performing all the analysis on a DBMS, after just creating the structure, all the thing we are going to be explain about the DBMS. MongoDB is not going to be covered as per the thing, because MongoDB, now I'm providing this MongoDB as a different content. Fine. Then we'll do the analysis part with the help of this Python. Fine. Python, as I said, that Python is very much important, because out of 10, we can say out 7 organizations required Python for the data analysis. That a person who is willing to work in this uh, domain, he must have a knowledge about the Python. And there is no need to learn each and every thing about the Python, because Python never ended. It's a lots of things it consists of. I am working on this Python from last uh, 6 to 7 years. Now I think that I am not so much able to understand all the thing in Python, because Python has n numbers of use cases. I had worked on a development with Python. I had worked on a testing with Python. I had worked on a scrapping with Python, then analysis with Python, machine learning with Python, deep learning with Python, software development with Python, web development with Python, REST framework with Python. So I had worked on many things on Python, because Python never it consists of a lots of things. Just as per the requirement, we have to use it.
Yep.
Now, only that much of Python we need just to understand how to write on a pseudocode. Pseudocode in the sense of I am just giving you one simple program, so you will be able to write down that code. Fine. After performing this, there are some of the data analysis libraries. That means
Quick
some.
one. Sorry to pause you.
Mhm,
Quick one. So this Python language, you said this
mhm,
is one of the analysis programming thing which we use normally now. But
mhm.
what are the other analysis programs are used in the market?
Most often for the analysis part, for we can say the machine learning part, data science part, deep learning part, two languages are mostly are used in a current market. The very first one is a Python, second one is a R language. Fine. These
Okay.
two are used, but Python has a more popularity. Fine.
Yep. And would I be able to do in, because as I said in the beginning that I don't have much and I'm very beginner in the programming side of things. So would I
Mhm.
be able to because I know I'm a bit of in technical background where I worked in different roles here, but would I be able to do some Python programming?
Python is very much easy. That's why we are going to pick Python. Python is
Okay.
very much easy. Python is just it's used the simple English keywords. If I'm just here, we are communicating na, in the same way. Whatever the code I'm writing
Okay.
for my
Yep.
system, any a person who belongs from a non-technical background, he can also tell that this is going to be performed. It's totally use the English keywords. It's a syntax free. We can say out of very much simple syntax it consists of. Right.
Okay.
Another thing is that I was mentioning that two type of the languages are there, Python and R, which is used for this data analytics. R is something another we can say out the use cases of R is somehow similar, but R is just used for the analysis part, machine learning part, data science, and this much of the part. But Python is available for all the things. It's a general purpose language. N numbers of things I can do this with Python. Fine. And the
And
popularity of Python. Yes.
how about Power BI? What is that about?
Power BI and Tableau is something a tool. Fine. It's a software we can say out which is used to visualize the data. Assume that we have a just in a window. Here, assume that this kind of the window we have. I hope my screen is visible. Huh. Assume that this is a window. Okay, okay, let me share out my whole screen. Power BI is something in this way. It's just I'm showing you in dummy part. Assume that this is my window one. Fine. This is a place where we are working. These are some of the types of the charts. Fine. Assume that I have a data at here. I'm saying out on that data set, I want to implement this kind of the charts. Fine. I'm just working on this kind of the charts. Any kind of the chart. I'm just clicking. I'm just using this chart. So this data which I have is going to be converted into this chart automatically. Fine. So this is a thing in a Power BI. Power BI is just a tool which is used to visualize the data. In the same way,
Okay.
we have something like in a Tableau as well. So
Yep.
these are the two things, Tableau and Power BI, which is used to visualize the data. I had worked on a Tableau, not in a Power BI, in the last, I think so, 2016 or 17.
Okay.
But after then, I totally conducted with Python. When I need a visualize to data, I just prefer Python because it's
Okay.
in a flow. I am working on a Python. I am writing the some of the cases which is used to analyze the data. In the same way, I am using another tool for visualization. It doesn't make any sense. So what I do is in the next step, I just write a code to visualize the data. So it can be the visualization here. Different libraries are there to visualize that data in Python. So the same thing we can do with the Python as well. But the difference between a Tableau, Power BI, and Python is in a Tableau and Power BI, it's just in a tool. It's just we have to drag it, and drop it, and we got a chart of that data set. But in a Python, we have to write down a hard coded code. We have to write down a code to visualize the data. Right? I
Okay.
hope you
Yep.
got the concept.
Yeah, I got it. Yep.
Huh. So what's going through with the course content? So as I had mentioned out, only that much of Python we need just to understand how to write down a pseudocode. Fine. Once you know the Python to write a pseudocode, then we directly jump to the libraries to the another part of Python which is used for the data analysis. Now in this thing we will perform multiple things, something known as data cleansing, starting from the very much end because our always first step is something to firstly understand the data, firstly understand the requirement, what exactly the requirement is. Fine. Then we have to clean that data. We have to perform some of the analysis on that data. What is the need of the analysis? To just get out the information from the data. What kind of the information it consists of. Fine. Then perform the manipulation if required to add some of the data. Then there will be need of the filtration to filter out that data. Filter in the sense of any kind of the queries you have. So that is kind of the filtration of the data. So all the things which we will do in our Python. Now all this, and another thing was something data visualization with Python, that we will discuss how to get out, how to visualize the data, how to create a different type of the graphs. Fine. Not only one or two graphs we will make, we will create a multiple graphs so that you will be proper able to understand what's going on. Fine. How I can create any kind of the chart as per the requirement. Fine. Now the best thing in our training part is that each and everything will be live, each and everything will be in front of you, not we are just getting out the previous code and just
Yep.
explaining it. That is not going to be happen. Each and everything I will write in front of you. Fine.
Yep.
So assume that another thing, the way of my training will be, assume that we are just working on this concept today. So first we will discuss the need of this concept. What is the what why we are using this concept? What is the use cases of this concept? It will take 5 to 7 minutes. Fine. After this, directly move to the ID where we are writing the code. We'll give you some of the examples at which kind of the use cases that can be done by this this concept. Fine. Another thing is that uh, after this, whatever we had discussed, that is going to be that will be fine, and that thing you will got an assignment on that part. After performing, after just getting out the concept in the session, you will got an assignment on that part. Fine. That now, because the need of the assignment is that I think that a person is not so much able to learn uh, by just watching out the videos and by just conducting the session. He has to perform by its own. He has to do it by own. So that's
Yep.
why I think That assignment is very much important. So once if
Yes.
you are doing by your own, fine, you will got a proper idea
Yes.
what
Yes.
exactly what is going to be happen. Another thing is that this was about our daily basis assignment. Now assume that we had worked in a this much of the things in a week. Fine. So again, on a weekly basis, assignment are again there. Now we know, you know this much of the thing, you know this much of the thing, you know this much of the things. Fine. But you know the individual. Now I am just giving you a requirement to use all the things. So not I am giving you a hint. Just I will send out the requirement on the basis of the concept which we had covered in a week. Now it's up to you at which situation you have to use which concept, how you are using that concept. So while working by your own, only then you will be able to understand. By just as again I mentioned, by watching out the videos and just conducting the session is not so much sufficient. You have to do it by your own. And once you are working on it, only then you will be got. If you got issues, so while resolving that issue again, that will help you for the learning part as well. Fine. Another
Yeah.
thing in our training part is there, not on a single data we are working. Daily basis we will change out our data set because different type of the concept, so we need a different kind of the data set. So again, where if I want to clean the data set, we need some of the dirty data as well. If I want to manipulate something, so again we need an empty data set as well. If I want to perform any kind of the analysis, we again need some of the data set which reflects something. If I want to filter something, again this kind of the data set is going to be used. So on a daily basis, we will pick a new data set. Each and everything will be, we can say, out on a live training. All the data will also cover up, will also share you the data sets, multiple data sets, so that you can also work on that as well. If you have your own, you have a knowledge about the sources from for that, you can pick out the data set for your learning purpose. You can also work on that as well. Fine. And another thing is that, and the last of our training part, I have my own platform as well. It's my personal platform in which I had created multiple tutorials of this Python and data analysis and machine learning, multiple things. I had just written a tutorials on that. I will also provide you the credentials of that platform as well, from where you can access that tutorials. Assume that you are working in a concept, you are working in a project, and you got stuck out. So instead of checking the previous video, just if you have a tutorial link, a tutorial path, you can just get my tutorial just to understand that thing. You can easily work on that your on your workplace as well. So I had
Yeah.
written many of the articles as well, so you can also get an access to work on to read about that articles and all my tutorials as well. And that will be totally free. Nothing I'm going to charge from you regarding this tutorials.
Quick on Aman, just so once we, let's say, I've done this, so
Hmm.
would you guys would be able to help me out with in preparation of the resume,
Hmm.
for these things? Because I'm not sure, let's say, if I want to apply for a job as a data analyst, based on what we learn and on Python program, if I want to go apply for a job, so normally definitely they would be asking for some experience in it. So
Hmm.
after doing this experience, would I be able to, crack the interview
That is for
based
sure.
on?
That
Okay.
is for sure. Why I am saying out? Because here, if you are just conducting the session, you are not able to crack any kind of the interview. But if you had worked by your own, fine. As I had already mentioned, this course content is based on a JD. So what
Yeah.
exactly your organization required from a candidate, that he must have a knowledge about these concepts. Fine.
Yeah.
So if you had worked, if you had write down, if you had used that concept by your own, so you know what exactly it will return, what exactly the output of this course. But if
Yeah.
I'm using this thing, what will be the output? And if they are just asking the same thing in an interview from you, that if you had mentioned out these of the projects, so can you tell me what exactly this concept is? So you can easily tell out because you had worked on that.
Yeah.
Because not only you are the experienced, but I got a daily basis and numbers of the experienced person as my candidate, and they have very, we can say, out satisfied from my training. But that's the exact need of the assignment. That if you want to crack any interview, if you want to work on any project, if you want to um, men, explain out that I had worked on this. So you must have to work on this. So only that you can answer out their queries. That is a
Yeah.
very much important thing.
Yep. Got it.
Any further queries for you? So are you in India right now?
No, I'm in Melbourne,
Okay.
Australia.
That's good. So I got many of the USA based candidate as well. So that's thing I know that this is going to be. Uh, but for the resume preparation, you have to check it with the QT. Because I don't have any knowledge about regarding this about the resume preparation. My just responsibility is just to perform, just to provide a training.
Yep. Yep.
Any
Got it.
further queries if you have, Praveen?
Nothing much. Maybe one, if I start, then if I get anything, definitely I can ask you. And last one is, which is the timings. So when you will be able to start and what time and which date you can start on it.
Uh, my evening time is totally conducted. Fine. So I can just provide you my morning time. It will
Okay.
be, it can be 6 a.m. ST and 7 a.m. ST. These two times are available right now. 6
Okay,
a.m.
7
ST,
a.m.
7 a.m.
Yes,
ST. These are the two timings.
yeah, 7 a.m. would be good for me. So which
Okay.
would be for me is a 11:30 a.m.
Hmm.
From next week onwards, because we have got daylight saving, so we are 1 hour less. Now currently we are at 5.5 hours, but next
Hmm.
Sunday onwards it'll be 4.5 hours. So that's fine.
Okay.
So which day you'll be able to start from when?
From tomorrow, no worry. I am comfortable from tomorrow.
From tomorrow. Okay. Can you start from Monday or a Tuesday if you can?
No worry, no worry. But it depends. If I got a new batch, fine, then I have to shift the timing. But most of my preferable timing, I will try to create a new batch at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and 8 a.m. My just 6 a.m. batch completed yesterday, and 7 a.m. batch just started today. So that's why I got
Okay.
late to join the meeting. I was in a
Okay.
session, and that was the
Okay.
last session, so it takes some of the time to end out that thing.
Yeah. The
So.
only thing is because I can start 6 a.m., but at 10:30 in the morning we have morning stand-ups and all the meetings and all those stuff. So I can finish them early, yeah, until 10:30, 11 they'll be there, and then 11:30 I'll be free because of the lunchtime, 11:30, 12:30 or 12 or to 1. So that's the reason I'm
Mhm.
a bit yeah, 7 o'clock would be a good one for me to start.
Great. Mhm.
Yep.
That will
So
be
if
fine for
you
me.
yeah, if you prefer me to start from tomorrow, then I can start from tomorrow.
It depends upon you.
Yeah, okay. Is
Any
it
further?
so only
Hmm.
5 days a week, or how does it?
It depends. See out. If I'm free on a weekend, I just take out your session on a weekend as well. But if I have
Oh,
some of the work, then it will be on a 5 days in a week. Assume that I got stuck out in somewhere in weekdays. Fine. So we'll
yeah.
continue that session on a weekend as well.
Oh, okay.
Most
Yep, yep,
probably
yep.
5 to 6 days in a week.
Okay, yep, yep. And but you give us enough notice to start on Saturday.
I will confirm you.
Okay, yep. And how many days does it take?
See, I had covered this content in 20 days as well, 20 sessions as well. I had
Okay.
covered in a 35 sessions as well. Timing
Okay, depends on how
totally
people.
depend how he is grabbing the concept.
Yep.
Because
Okay.
time
No
division is
worries.
not an issue. Our thing is
Yep.
that the content which I had shown, each and everything is going to be complete. Each and everything is going to be covered in the material part.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yep.
So
I think that's
this
from
is
me.
from my end. Uh,
Yep.
The further you can discuss with the Kirti regarding
Okay.
the
Yep.
timing and fee structure, all the things you can discuss with the Kirti.
Okay. Yep. Yep. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep. So tomorrow at 11:30. Sorry, tomorrow for me it be 12:30. Yeah, 12:30 we can start.
It will be 7
7
a.m.
o'clock.
Huh?
Yeah,
Now.
yeah,
Oh,
7
sure.
o'clock for you. Yep.
Sure. Praveen.
Yep.
Okay. So fine, Praveen. So we'll meet you
Yep.
tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Thank you. Thank you, Anand.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye. Hi, Kirti.